In 2022, the bZ4X came out for Toyota, its first mass-produced battery electric vehicle. Now, out of nowhere, Toyota announces the bZ3, the second model in the bZ series. We're over at the Toyota Global Newsroom. It's not on the Australian newsroom page. It's not mentioned on the United States newsroom page. And at the European newsroom page, it is not mentioned either. So this is looking to be maybe an Asian exclusive for now. So let's get into it. Now, the press release is coming out of Beijing, China. First time reading this, obviously, a battery electric sedan developed through the collaboration of Toyota, BYD, and FAW Toyota. This is not really that big of a surprise. And the reason is we've seen spy shots of this vehicle in China for some time now. It will be produced and sold through the FAW Toyota dealer network. And of course, that is Toyota's joint venture over there, one of Toyota's joint ventures in China. And it's a 3-company collaboration. So let's get into this. In developing the bZ3, Toyota, BTET, and FAW Toyota work closely to provide the best products to customers in China, in the world's largest battery EV market. If you want to read about BYD, go ahead and check them out here. They're one of the largest battery makers in the world out of China. So let's get into the range. They're claiming 600 plus kilometers of cruising range. And if you convert that to EPA miles, we're talking easily over 300 miles, probably closer to 330 miles of range. And this is using BYD's Blade batteries, which have lithium iron phosphate. They're cheaper to produce. They don't have like nickel or cobalt in them, and they are far safer. You can puncture them. They don't blow up. And Toyota is sticking with 90% capacity even after 10 years for customer peace of mind. No one else is claiming that sort of longevity for the batteries other than Toyota. So they're trying their best to only put the highest quality batteries in their vehicles. So this is using the ETNGA platform. We weren't quite sure because some were saying, hey, it's just going to be a rebranded BYD vehicle. That's not the case. Toyota is building this vehicle from the ground up on the ETNGA platform that shares with the bZ4X, it shares with the Subaru Solterra and the Lexus RZ450e. And this is blowing my socks off right now. A coefficient of drag of 2.218. That is extremely slippery. Going over to myreview.com, they let us know which vehicles have the lowest drag coefficients out there. And man, 0.21 is up there with the best. And you might be able to round it up to 0.22, but that's on Porsche Taycan slipperiness. And I think the new Ioniq 6 is going to have 0.21 as well. Okay, we also have the Model S. The Model S is the slipperiest Tesla, which has a slightly better coefficient of drag than this cheap Toyota battery electric vehicle. So let's get back to the newsroom. Here are the dimensions, seating capacity for 5. And oh, man, do we not have anything about powertrain? It does not look like it. And even though Toyota did not give us official numbers when it came to the electric motors, propulsion, back on August 26 over at Car News China, Toyota bZ3 is an electric sedan for China with BYD technology. So we've known about this thing, like I said, for a long time now. But what were they saying about the powertrains is really all we have to go by since Toyota has not given us anything. It is rear-wheel drive. So yes, rest assured, we don't have a front-wheel drive potato. We have a nice rear-wheel drive battery electric sedan, and you have 2 different powertrains, at least initially. 183 horsepower in the base model and 244 horsepower in the top spec model. Top speed is limited to just 160 kilometers per hour, which is 99 miles per hour, but that could just be for the Chinese market. If we ever see it here, I wouldn't be surprised if they raise that speed limit, but who really needs to go over 100 miles an hour unless you have the Autobahn at your hands? So the vehicle above is a 244 horsepower car, and it has 18-inch wheels and tires. And the 183 horsepower car down below gets tiny 16-inch wheels and tires. So this vehicle with a smaller motor is probably going to have the better range in theory if it has the same battery pack as this. So this might be the model that is going to get you over 300 miles of range easy peasy. Looking through the provided images, this thing has door handles that suck into the side of the vehicle. The bZ4X doesn't have that technology, so it's cool to see that. That also helps with reducing that coefficient of drag. It looks just like the vehicle essentially that we saw last December that Akio Toyota showed off. So let's take a look at this interior. I like this pattern on the seats. We have some flaps that go over the hooks. So that's typically seen in a luxury car. You also have some LED ambient lighting in here into the door handle. Very plain back door here, but doesn't, I mean, it's a Toyota, it doesn't need to be that luxurious, but we have some nice stitching even in the center headrest here and some nice stitching on these vertical portions of the seat. So the seat looks very high quality and the back of these seats do as well. Now we also have heated rear seats, it looks like, and USB-Cs as well as vents to cool off or heat up the passengers in the back. Standard sunroof. The competition out there, most of them have glass roofs or panel roofs, but hey, that'll help reduce cost in theory, and it'll also help reduce weight. So let's take a look in the front cabin. This is probably the most exciting thing for me. Doesn't look like a digital rear view mirror, but it is auto dimming. You can see by that little button here with the green light on it. Of course, this is pretty much all in Chinese as it's for the Chinese market. And we have 4 different driving modes. That's pretty much all I can see here. Now, climate control is down here at the bottom with this vertical tablet, much like it is with the new Toyota, especially the Lexus interface software. 2 USB-Cs underneath of that, and then you have your rotary dial for drive select, much like the bZ4X. We have ambient lighting inside of this kind of center floating platter sort of thing. And we have the same detail on the seats in the front as we did in the back, of course. Ambient lighting inside the doors. And then let's take a look. Now we have a little tablet on top, kind of like the bZ4X. This looks bigger though. This looks wider. So that's kind of neat. And then we have a couple things going on, a lot of things going on here. These look like they're the blinkers on the top left. Now, could it be regen settings for your vehicle? I guess, but to me, this looks like where the blinker selection would be. So that's kind of annoying because then you're going to have to use both hands to use your blinkers if that's the case. Now we also have this driver eyesight detection here, which Toyota uses it for their traffic jam assist to make sure you're paying attention while the vehicle's pretty much driving itself. Here are your safety controls: radar, cruise control, lane keep assist, and then we also have your volume button, preset button, and then you can activate your Toyota Assistant with that. But yeah, just the squarish style of the steering wheel is quite different. And I don't know how I feel about it. I have to drive it to figure out if I would like something like that. Typically, you see steering wheels like this in higher performance cars, I would imagine. A power button down here kind of has a soft blue glow to it, but pretty simple interior. Probably not quite as nice as the bZ4X, but to be honest, it's probably going to help this vehicle come in at a very affordable price. Here it is next to the bZ4X. Oh, is this a teaser for something else? Holy cow. Okay. I think we got a teaser here. Hold on. Notice that none of these models that is over at Car News China, or even the images that Toyota shown today, none of them replicate this, which has a rear spoiler. So what I'm thinking is this is going to be the bZ3, not X, because X signifies crossover like the bZ4X. The number designates the size. So this is more of a compact Corolla size vehicle, but this render here, this teaser is for a higher spec model, more than likely an all-wheel drive model with probably over 300 horsepower. I think it's safe to say like the RZ450E from Lexus has a little over 300 horsepower and it has all-wheel drive, but it's front-wheel drive biased. I think this setup could be the reverse, but just keep in mind that the motors that they're using here are not sourced from the company called Blue Nexus, and this company is made up of Aishin, Toyota, and Denso, and they make the motors for a lot of their hybrids. They make the motors for the new Crown, for example. They make the motors for the brand new bZ4X, Subaru Solterra, and Lexus RZ. These are not going to be the motors being put into the bZ3 for the Chinese market. So it's a little bit harder to extrapolate what could be going into this rear-wheel drive biased teaser vehicle here. Probably the bZ3S. Maybe they call it something like that. S for sport. That'd be kind of cool. What do you guys think? bZ3S? I'll see you down below. Now, could we ever see this vehicle in North America? Yeah, probably. It might need to be made here. That wouldn't happen probably until 2025 at the earliest, when they start making battery packs here stateside at the North Carolina battery plant for Toyota. So yeah, it's going to be a while before we see this vehicle. I think we will eventually see it. I don't think they're going to import it from China, but would you want the bZ3 over the bZ4X? I would, and the reason is better range, a lot better range. You have the LFP blade batteries on it. But what are your thoughts on the bZ3? I'll see you down below. Anytime I wake up to a new Toyota being announced or any new vehicle being announced, it's pretty amazing, especially when we had no notice of this thing get an official announcement, and largely because it's a Chinese exclusive. Yeah, I'll see you guys down below. Hit the like button if you're excited for any of Toyota's electric cars, or just hit the like button if you made it this far in the video. I would appreciate that as well. Subscribe for more Toyota news and reviews. And I got to work on the Crown driving impressions, because at the time of this video, Crown driving impressions end tomorrow morning, and I haven't worked on those videos yet. So gotta get to work. Thank you guys for watching. Have a great day and peace out.